Football national champion Clester Johnson. Talking and taking names in sports and day-to-day living. Sit back, relax, and join the show with 9-year NBA vet and Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer Erick Strickland and two-time Nebraska football national champion Clester Johnson.
Yeah. Welcome to WTF. We Talk Facts. E. Strick, Clester Johnson, as well as Harrison Arms. No guest today, but we've got some great topics in store for you. We welcome you in every Thursday right here, 6 to 7. Great news, wild news. Yeah, definitely some wild news. Clester Johnson at the crib with this rainy day. Y'all are getting poured on. We didn't get it down here in Lincoln as much as y'all did. But I see you in the Soul Train line, my boy. Are you two-stepping? Are you pop-locking? What you got going on when you step into the Soul Train?
You know, I'm representing Soul Train today. It's just a throwback from Saturday mornings when I used to get up, clean the house. One of my rewards was Soul Train, baby. Get in that Soul Train line. I used to work on my moves. Matter of fact, I used to look at a few moves and be like, I got that one. I'm going to bring that one to school, you know? So
yeah,
that's what this is all about. But, you know, a lot of things going on in the news, E. Every day it's a continuous cycle of just new debauchery that we could talk about.
That's a absolute fact, and that's what you came here to see. Harrison, what's up, man?
I'm doing fantastic. It's draft night. We're just talking about it with Austin Norman. The Bears got some options. They got a lot of options on the table, so I don't know which way they're going to go with it, but I'm super excited.
You're super excited about it. And just know we're going to tease it this week. Stricky and Cless, we've been in the gym getting ourselves right. You know what I'm saying? Summer right for this, summer tight, summer right. But we got some merch in store. We're gonna have a modelic session right here on 93.7 The Ticket and WTF. We're gonna model some merch we're gonna put out for y'all, so y'all can be a part of the WTF family. But let's get it started, man. In the news, nightcap. Oh, Shannon Sharpe. Lord have mercy. $100 million ticket. You know what happens, Harrison? Let's talk about it. Harrison, Have you ever been to Omaha?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. When you're driving, or even here, sometimes you're on the highway, you look up and there's a billboard sitting up there. And on the billboard, it says, one of them will say, Mega Millions. Another one will say, what's the other one?
I don't even know.
You got Mega Millions.
Yeah, the Mega
Plus,
Millions.
what's the other one?
Super Bowl or something like that. Powerball.
Powerball. And every now and then when you're driving and you just kind of look up there, you take a peek, you know, it'll say 20 million, sometimes 50 million. And then it's gotten even up to 1B. They couldn't even put that on the screen. But a lot of times you see 100 million. Shannon Sharpe was on the verge of having a lottery ticket that hit for the over 100 million. And Lord have mercy. He hit something right. Whether you what do they call it? Offensive an offensive player, an OF. Was that the thing? OF?
Yeah, you gotta watch out for those.
Yeah, them offensive players, yeah. OFs. Class.
Yeah.
Where Oak at, man? I mean, bruh, 100 mil ticket? Is it on the line? Is it on the line, or does ESPN say bump it? We still rolling with on.
That for me?
That's for you.
Unc finds himself in a very peculiar position. I see it like this here, Eric. You work all your life to put yourself in position to reap the rewards of your success, reap the rewards of what you built. And this just shows you at the drop of a hat, it can all be taken away from you. I would have thought that when you get to a certain age, Unc is 56, that sometimes you got to think through a few things. I know we're not perfect people. We all make mistakes. But when you have this sort of interest level in you and this sort of money at stake, certain fires you just shouldn't play with. And there's a lot of things going on right now. It's the dating situation and that whole Disney thing. Some of the things have been exposed. Then you have, just the perception, his perception. I think it's going to be very hard to continue with doing business with him, but I don't know. I look back and, Marv Alberts is back on TV. I remember he went through a serious scandal. I remember, there's been, we think hard enough. There's a few people who've been able to beat the scandal. And again, news cycles.
I got to stand up for this.
News cycles, the one that's really kind of gone longer than I expected in the news cycle is Diddy. But look what happened to FS1 with the Joy Taylor stuff. If you don't say nothing, I think Unc played this one wrong, to be honest with you. I think he played it wrong. He should have just said, hey, I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to let my attorneys handle it. And it dies. It typically dies in the media, man. It dies if you don't feed into it. Because it's loud and it's hot for a few days. But I'm going to tell you what, next week, I give it 2 weeks. We're not talking about this no more.
So you think it's best to just but he's already kind of came out there and did some, some chopper
Played it wrong.
You know what I mean? Yeah, he should just kind of let it fade into the black.
I'm gonna tell you why Unc really kind of played it wrong. To me, he knew there was probably tapes and videos and stuff like that. What made him different from
saying he freaky dicky.
Well, he should have just let
his own tapes.
He should have just let that play in the courts if that's where it was going to go. Right?
Okay, sure you're right.
But when you start teasing back and fighting back, saying, "Hey, I'm getting extorted," don't say nothing. So the difference with Jay-Z, Jay-Z,
you saying take the Bernie Mac route?
Listen,
nothing.
You got to take the verbal assault in the media for 2, 3, 4 days.
2, 3, 4 days.
Turn your TV off. Turn the media off. Are they talking about Joy Taylor anymore? Are they talking about Skip Bayless anymore?
Good point. I would have made a trip to Tibet. I would have went to Tibet and been a monk for about a week. Just sat up there, cross legs. No music, no sound, no nothing. Just quiet with Stricky.
I just think the difference between him and Jay-Z. Jay-Z said, I know this is a lie. I had no interaction with this person. What y'all got? Tell me what you got. Show me what you got. Because I know you don't have nothing. See, he knew without a shadow of a doubt they did not have anything. That's why he fought so hard. But if you know there was a little bit of a relationship going on, you got text messages and phone calls and you gotta just ride that, bro. Ride.
Yeah. So here's the thing. This could be a controversial take potentially, but that's what we do on WTF. We ain't afraid to get in the gutter. You know what I mean? Talk some ish. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't scared. Nobody's scared over here. Okay. So here what we do. This is the controversial take. Since Harrison is the young buck, we'll give him first take. And I ain't talking about Stephen A. Smith. So here's the deal. Is there hypocrisy on one side of the scale if it was the woman being a cougar? Because we just saw Tracy Ellis Ross was on the media circuit. She was on the tour talking about she busting it open with the Young Bucks. And she liked the Young Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ain't nobody crying. Ain't nobody talking crazy about her. You know, okay, she's doing it. Everybody say she's ow. Mm-hmm. I mean, she a cougar. Now, because is with the young tender, now there's, you know what I'm saying? Bobby Brown said, you know, tenderoni. Mm-hmm. She a tenderoni. So now you got dealing with the young tenderoni, you know, that's an offensive player, and you know, at OF, you know what I mean? Now there's a problem. Mm-hmm. Why is there a hypocrisy so heavy when we dealing with that type of situation? Let Young Buck go first, and then the OG perspective, because we got that today. What you got? Oh, I might have to go get me a cup. Talk to me, Harrison.
I mean, yeah, Strickland's always going to be a double standard. It's hard to feel bad for the guy who's 3 times the size of the victim. And that's, I mean, whether who's right or wrong in it, that's always what it comes down to. People have eyes, right? It's just right or wrong.
So basically, what you're saying. So basically, what you're saying, because he's so big, mm-hmm. that he came at her and said, "Take that, take that, take that."
Yeah, and the accusations are apparently violent. So it's and again, it's just man. Like, just don't. I'll say this much: like, if you're you're Sharpe, like, calm down, man. It's been a busy few months for this guy. He's just getting caught wilding out all the time. Like in the podcast, he's talking wild.
Talking
like
crazy.
Relax, man. Just got to simmer down a little bit. Like it's fun in games until it bites you, and that's where he's at right now. Like, yeah, you got to be a professional, and you can have stuff, you can get the clicks, you can have a lot of laughs, but sooner or later, you start messing around, especially with offensive players. You're gonna run into problems.
Yeah, it's hard out here. It's hard out. Clester, go talk to me.
You know, I'm gonna piggyback a little bit on what Harrison said. He was going in a very good direction. Yes, there are double standards in this life that we it's what it is. I think Unc had a situation a few months ago where he had his going live.
Ooh.
And so you have that situation, but we also got to say this. What makes him who he is his personality, right? Mm. He has ascended to where he is because he has such a great personality. He is right now probably the king of sports internet. You know, he's got his nightcap. He's on ESPN. Like, he's got it going on, and he's got a lot of eyes. Again, where I thought his wiseness would come in at his age, he would have to say, you know what? If this happened, then this may happen. If this happened, then this may happen. I might have to take a step back from this one. But what happens is, what's happened with Unc, and I'm going to tell you, here is the take of the night. You know, he's never been married that I know of. I know he's got a few children, which means he's probably have dated quite a bit over the years and have been able to finesse his way through here, not thinking about who he is as a famous person. Like, when you become famous, you got to say to yourself, I have to move in a different direction. I got to move differently. And I just think Unc has been able to finesse his way through a lot of situations, and eventually you're going to run into the wrong one.
One last take I'll throw out there is this. So I remember being young, right? As a young man, very athletic, I am. I really am. I'm only 35, so it's all good. But as a young man, because of how I came up as a military kid, I don't know if Clester can have the same story, but there could be some similarities, and I won't go too far on it. But one of the things I used to try to do, Harrison and Clester, is try to prove who I was. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I knew I wasn't scared of nobody. I don't care where you came from, the hood or the country. I don't care. If we was gonna square up and hoop or football or baseball or you know, toe to toe, however we needed to go, I was not gonna be scared. But there was times where I felt like I needed to prove myself, or I needed to show and prove, or maybe I needed to talk a certain way, right? And as I got older, I got out of that. Where is Chris Brown had a song, Clester, called I Don't Give I Don't Give. You know what I'm saying? I got to that point. Is Unc in a situation because the word out there is that he was hanging with fun boys? You know what I'm saying? He was hanging with guys that like, I'm a left-hander, but sometimes I can switch, but not that kind of switch. You feel me? But nonetheless, they was coming at him hard on that. And then all of a sudden, Alive pops up where there was, what's your boy had that song? My Neighbors Know My Name.
Trey Songz.
Yeah, Trey Songz. He had a song called My Neighbors Know My Name. We heard some conversations going on, not like me and you talking.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden, voila, this is where we at. Do you think, Cless, I had to caveat it, but I'm gonna let you get in. But then, do you think this is something of him trying to prove that he not, playing with the fun?
Potentially. I think potentially when your manhood, and this is just real talk, when your manhood gets tested or questioned, there is, if you're not secure in who you are as a person, that might come back to get you. You might go out and have to try to prove a point. I think that's why a lot of crimes are committed, honestly. Like, I got disrespect.
I ain't no punk. I got to go and prove a point. And it can work in this instance also. I think that you are definitely correct, Eric, that somebody has challenged his manhood, potentially. I'm not saying that's, it could be allegedly somebody has challenged his manhood and he wanted to prove to the world that, he can bowl straight. Right.
So
he don't have to throw the curveball.
He don't have to throw a curve. But hey, to each his own. I love all people. But when it's at the behest or danger of others, then we got a problem. So, there's some potential problems going on with abuse and all that. So we hope that if it's true that the young lady is vindicated and everything goes to plan, if not, hopefully Shannon could get vindicated. So that I'll put it like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. And before we go to break, this is the last thing I'll say. I think the sad part about where we stand today, Cless, and we said, we joke here, we talk crazy sometimes on WTF, but when you being real serious, here's what I think the problem. There's a couple things. One, there's a lesson that we can all learn out of these things, right?
And it needs to be learned because Zion just ran into the same thing not too long ago. Happens over and over.
It's a lesson.
And it's like, you go to certain spots, you're going to run into trouble.
Right.
And like, that's clear as I'll be on it, but it's ridiculous how many athletes and media personalities fall into the same trap.
And so here's the lesson. I think we've lost civil discourse.
Yeah.
In our nation as a whole, in Western society, I think that's one thing that we've lost. We've lost the ability to listen to you, take your information as to what you're saying. And I like to say, I like to eat the fish, but spit out the bone. Pause. Right? and the reason is because we should be able to dialogue. I may not agree with you, and that's okay. That's one thing. Two, I think we've also, the systems have been switched somehow, some way, in that we are guilty before proven innocent. Yep. If you're guilty in public opinion, you're guilty. And if you're guilty in the eyes of news, media, and all of that, you're guilty. And the retraction The front page is huge. The retraction is itty bitty.
Mm-hmm. At the very bottom there.
Right?
Here's all the details we didn't tell you about in the headline.
So those are the lessons. Clester, you want to tidy up that or tap in on what I'm saying, or do you agree or disagree?
You know what? I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to second what you said. The retraction or the vindication for Shannon, if it does go his way, you won't really know much about that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and he can't sue. So she can come for the 50. If you miss going for the 50, you just missed. And that's the other part of it. That people can spew things at you. And sometimes, and again, I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying people can throw things at you, right? And if they miss, they just miss. There's no consequences the other way. Because even if he sued for the same amount of money, even if he sued for it, he probably ain't going to get nothing out of it. He's going to spend more money, waste more money, defending himself. And again, I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm just saying this is a track record of things that have gone on. So
has anybody gone for defamation?
Huh?
The other way, has everybody gone back for like defamation?
See, that's the thing.
I don't know enough about,
that's the thing. It's tough.
So I'm gonna tell you what potentially could happen here. Same thing that happened to Diddy. It started off as a civil suit. Cassie civilly went after Diddy. He paid her. Then the state picked up the case in a what's the other suit? Criminal. Okay. So that's the thing that could happen to Shannon. Shannon was trying to pay, keep it quiet. And if he's decided he would just settle, then now all this other stuff is coming out about choking and all this stuff. The state could pick it up and say, hey, listen, we see some assaults here. We want to charge him criminally. So that's the thing that Shannon got to watch out for.
There it is. Well, that'll lead us to our first break here on 93.7 The Ticket WTF. We talk facts. Stricky, Sebo, and Harrison Arns. DJ Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. We'll be right back. We're going to talk a little bit next. We're going to break down the draft, talk a little bit about what's going on, some expectations. How will some of the Huskers fare potentially? We'll be here to discuss that right after this. Peace.
Salt Mine City is not only Lincoln's newest brewery, but they're also now serving food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their peanut butter and jelly burger with bacon and cheddar cheese, or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. Don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 11 a.m. every day but Mondays at 8th and R.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Bilene and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins'. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. Cinco de Mayo is May 5th, but the party starts early this year at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina with their street festival on Saturday, May 3rd. Come down to 8th and Q starting at 1 p.m. on May 3rd and see llamas from Sweet and Sassy's Llama Farm until 4 p.m. and enjoy face painting and balloon animals with Miss Shades at 2 p.m. DJ Wyatt will entertain from 6 to 10:30 p.m. There will be drinks, food, and giveaways, and best of all, no cover charge. It's the early Cinco de Mayo Street Festival with Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina, Saturday, May 3rd, beginning at 1 p.m. at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Back to We Talk Facts on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Strick and Clester.
Welcome back to WTF. We Talk Facts. Stricky's had to sit back down. This is kind of a chill topic of discussion right now. Was a little excited on that first one. Cless, it's your time, my boy. You spent a great amount of time in your career playing football, winning national championships, and doing all of that. And now the draft is here. Before we get into the draft, though, I'm going to let you lead it because I want to hear where you want to take it. But one question I do have for you before we get into it is, how well do you think this draft fares across the board? Do you think, because, we've had drafts where it was some bust drafts. It was very, very low on the quarterbacks. Like, how do you view this draft coming into it?
Well, let me just say this first. This is a real exciting time of the year. I think that the NFL has done a phenomenal job of impeding on the NBA's time because we're in the midst of the NBA playoffs. But now you got a lot of people for the next 4 days excited about the draft. This is a country who loves football. And like we were talking to Harrison before we started, everybody's excited to see who potentially can come to their team and enhance it. Because all it takes sometimes is one or two pieces of that puzzle that could take your team to the next level. That being said, I did a little of an analysis, and I think this is a great draft, Eric. I think that there are some awesome picks. Think about what we saw this past year in college football. We saw a 12-team playoff. We got to see some monstrous players all across the board. Particularly, you had guys from Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, Alabama. You name it, Oregon, you name it. There are some great talent. And so what I really wanted to do this time, Eric, was who from the draft can make an immediate impact right now? Who do I think is going to make an impact? And I looked at a few guys on offense and I looked at a few guys on defense. And I came up with a few that I thought, man, based on what they did in college and projecting them out, because this is not a perfect system, but I think a lot of us can say there are a few guys in here that are considered can't misses, right? Can't miss. Should I proceed with who my picks are, or do you guys want to chime in and say anything before I get going?
We'll let Harrison go first, since he's,
I'll quick give my caveat here.
Beauty before young age.
This is definitely one of those drafts you get. There's like a bunch of guys labeled "quote unquote" safe. Like, this is a really deep draft and a bunch of guys that, maybe you're not sure about the ceiling, but the floor is really high on a lot of those guys. And I know you mentioned it off air, but we're just going to agree on it anyways. Like, Genty's an easy one. Whoever gets Genty, he's got such a high floor already. I mean, the comparisons are of Marshawn Lynch, I think, are pretty fair. Is it going to be Marshawn Lynch? I don't know. But, like, that contact balance is unreal. He's not the fastest guy, but he damn near breaks that first tackle every time. The only arguments you really have against him is size, and he's probably not a plus receiver, but you can still run screens with him. And then the other guy that I think is pretty sure lockfire is Will Campbell, because I think the offensive line, if he goes out there, and I think he slotted for the Patriots, Vrabel, that fits Vrabel absolutely perfectly. So offensively, those are the two guys that I think are pretty sure fires that can have a pretty big impact year one.
I love that. If I can follow up to what Harrison just said, Genty was my first pick of immediate impact potential offensive rookie of the year. I think that he's going to get the ball a lot. Like Harrison said, he has that low center of gravity. And if you look back on the NFL, a lot of those type of running backs had success. Maurice Jones-Drew type. That's who I kind of compare him to. Even Emmitt Smith, he's a short kind of compact player. Barry Sanders, short compact player with great speed. They have a low center of gravity. And I think that he's my first pick for a rookie of the year. The second one is the Heisman Trophy winner. Listen, Travis Hunter has the best ball skills I've seen in a long time. Like, he has that will to win that's different. It's just different. It's Michael Jordan-esque, right? For all you LeBron fans, it's Michael Jordan-esque. When that ball is in his vicinity, he's catching it. He can contort his body any kind of way to get it, and he's got incredibly good speed. He's going to be successful on either side of the ball. That's what I believe. And I'll wait for defense.
So we're going to stay with the offense right now. Okay, so on the offensive side for me, I'm going to go a different way. I'm going to say I think Egbuka from Ohio State. I actually think he has a chance to make an impact. I love his route running. He kind of just handles business. Like, you look up and then all of a sudden his numbers are just crazy. That's kind of the way I view him. You don't see anything specific about him, but he reminds me of like Marvin Harrison. The old, not the junior, the older Marvin, just handles his business. You look up, boom, he didn't hit you for 60 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not that he's like got this height, like he don't have a size like a Randy Moss or nothing like that, but he's built right. He runs good routes, and he's got good speed. So I like him. That's one. The other one is going to be the tight end from Penn State, Tyler. I think
he's just so good everywhere. Warren is unreal.
I think Tyler Warren, man, is gonna break through, and a lot of people's not gonna. Something about him. I really like him, and I think he's gonna break through. Those are my offensive picks.
So I'm just gonna say they got Genty predicted to go to Jacksonville, and man, their quarterback needs help. And they got Travis Hunter. They got Travis Hunter predicted as the second pick to Cleveland, which they also now are saying. They're also saying that Shedeur may drop at 28. Going
down to Steelers.
I also
I
see.
I hear Steelers. Oh, you think he's gonna drop to Cleveland?
Well, that's
he might drop to the Steelers.
I've seen some people say the Steelers. I see some people say Cleveland.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to get those picks on the teams that they're potentially going to. I think Travis Hunter is going to the city is going to come out to see him. So he really kind of adds to their franchise. And again, Trevor Lawrence can use the help.
Well, the Jags too. Sorry to cut you off there, Clester, but the Jags, they're barking a lot in the NFL. It sounds like the Jags desperately want to try to slide up. It sounds like they're trying really hard to get Genty. They got a new manager. Anytime you get a new manager, they love to make a splash. I think they're going to be gung-ho trying to go ahead and slide up so they can grab Travis Hunter, and then that leaves Genty up again. So this draft 1 through 10, we're going to see. I think we'll see at least one crazy trade, or someone's going to shake it up for sure.
Yeah. Defense.
Let's go to the defense. Yeah.
Man, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. Over the last few years, those dogs from Georgia have had they've had some dogs, okay? And I'm looking at the two edge rushers from Georgia. One, Jalen Walker, predicted to go to New Orleans. And the other one is Mikael Williams, predicted to go to San Francisco. Man, if you looked at that Georgia defense for the last few years, they were the best in the country, and it started up front. Jalen Walker is incredible. And I know that a lot of people are thinking Abdul Carter is the best in the draft.
I think he's a potential bust.
But I like the guys from Georgia better. I just think that they've had a better career. They've had better careers to me.
All right.
I'm going to zag on you a little bit. Yeah, give me Jalen Walker. He's one of my guys for sure. But Abdul Carter, I'm surprised you guys are saying bust on him.
I'm not saying he didn't say bust. I said I think he may bust.
He's fantastic
because he's not Micah Parsons, and a lot of people are trying to attribute him to Micah. I don't think he's Micah, but
he's so consistent down there at Penn State, and even in the playoffs, like that Penn State's offense wasn't doing a whole lot. That defense saved him. He's a big part of that.
Okay,
so you can point out like maybe here's a couple of games where he wasn't his best, but he's got to me already a really high floor, and his ceiling maybe be a little bit lower, but he's definitely an impact guy. I think year one.
Okay, I'm gonna stay on the edge for both of mine before we go to break. And I'll let Clester take us out. But I'm going to stay with JT Tuimalu out of Ohio State. I think that the Bears need a big boost in their pass and run support, and I think he, healthy, gives them the ability to do that alongside and behind Montez Sweat and Deo Odeyingbo. So I think I like him, and then I'm going to stay on the edge as well. And I'm going to go with, I think.
It's loaded on the edges this year.
It is.
The safeties and the corners are a little bit harder to find.
James Pierce.
He's the guy, if I had to pick one, who's going to fall as him.
You think he's going to fall?
Yeah.
I like him. He reminds me of, what's the real slim dude over at Philly, Clester on the edge? He gets all the sacks. Is it Sweat? No.
I can't think right now. Put me on the spot.
Damn. I mean, he's really good on the edge, but he's little. Like he's not a big edge.
Did you just recently get drafted?
402-464-5685. Throw that out to me after break, and if you remember. No, he was been there now for a couple of years. But anyway, I'm excited about this draft too, man. I'm gonna see how it pans out. I'm definitely watching. Go ahead.
how we end off, I'll say this. I'm rooting for any Husker that's going to get drafted. I'm not sure who they're predicting to be first off the board.
Ty.
Okay, Ty Robinson.
Yeah.
And also a special shout out to Xavier Watts, Notre Dame.
Yeah, he should go in the second round.
And Omaha native. I think that he's had a fine career at Notre Dame. And they're saying second round, but potentially first round. We don't know. We don't know. But if not first round, high second round. So, but anyway, we'll end it on that. We want to thank everybody for, again, looking at us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Allo. Come on back as we do some OG perspective, or we might do WTF facts of the week. We may try to do them both. We'll see.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: scattered showers and storms expected throughout the day. Otherwise, cloudy skies with a high near 69. Tonight, scattered showers and storms return to the low and near 49. And tomorrow, a slight chance of showers in the morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and breezy with the high near 63. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clester for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett. At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Get ready for spring by joining an evidence-based program to improve your health and well-being. These programs use proven strategies to help you make lasting changes, whether it's boosting nutrition, increasing activity, managing stress, or enhancing wellness. Invest in yourself today and feel your best this spring and beyond. Paid for by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and my schedule can get a little hectic. From softball practices to going to class, traveling for games, spending time with family, and catching up with friends, I am always on the go. I want a bank that can help me from anywhere, but also be there when I need them. That's Midwest Bank. They have the same mobile banking technology as those big banks, but have that hometown feel that I like every time I walk through the doors. They make banking easy no matter where I am. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Back to We Talk Facts on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Strick and Clester.
Finish up here on 93.7 The Ticket, WTF, We Talk Facts. He's Strick here with Clester Johnson, my partner, my friend. Again, stay tuned. Come back tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, but next week, next Thursday, 6 to 7, right here on 93.7 The Ticket. We're going to have some merch for you guys, man, to check out. I think you guys will like what we found. And I think it'll be pretty cool, pretty interesting. We're going to have it on, and we'll let you know when it'll be available to pick up. And also, the draft is happening at 7, about 10 minutes from now. We've got OG perspective. We don't have a whole bunch of time, but we definitely get some perspectives in. Cless, what's up? Talk to me.
How about we do this? We do one OG perspective, then I give you 3 or 4 quick facts of the week.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
I like that. Easy work.
Eric, here you go. OG perspective. As a great athlete, as a top-notch athlete, what was the first thing looking back? What goes first? Is it the eyes? Is it the strength? Is it the speed? And tell me quickly what you think. I mean, this is not everybody, but what do you think? What happened to you, and what do you think? And how have LeBron been able to defy Father Time? Quickly.
For me, this is pretty easy. I knew when it was time, and I think for me it was the drive, and I'm talking about the workout, the preparation, the off season, going through that whole cycle. When I knew I didn't, because I'm a gym rat, Cless, when I knew I didn't want to be in the gym the way that I used to want to be in the gym, that's when I knew the time was up for me. So it wasn't the eyes, it wasn't the physical ability, it wasn't that stuff. It really was, it was mental. I knew it was just, it was a shift, and it was time, and I was tired.
Thanks for that perspective. I think that yours was a little different. I think most guys, they had injuries to the legs somehow. Yeah. Knees and ankles and Achilles killed a lot of careers over the years.
Well, real quick, one thing you didn't know, Cless, I don't think I've ever told you. I actually went for custody of my son.
Okay.
And full. And I ended up getting full sole legal. And that was the fight.
I think I remember that.
That was the fight that literally really took me out, because in my mind's eye, I was saying to myself, what judge? Now think about this. Mm-hmm. This is back. What judge was going to give me full custody of my son and being on the road for 41 games at home, talking about I got a nanny? You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I knew I also had to sacrifice that in order to get him. And I ended up winning. I ended up getting custody of my son.
That's good on you, Strick. I don't know. That's an honorable thing to do.
Yeah, I ended up getting full sole legal custody of my son.
Let's do some quick in prayers to Strick. It all worked out beautifully. Mm-hmm. Some quick WTF facts of the week. In football, there are 3 times a running back has rushed for 1,000 yards and received 1,000 yards in the same season. Can you guys think of the 3 running backs that did that? And does Aston Genty do that? He might do that.
What's my guy's name with
we talking NFL?
NFL.
What's his name? It's not Thurman Thomas. Who was that with? He's with St. Louis, the Rams, when they were on turf, the greatest show on turf. Marshall Faulk.
That's one. They
didn't know what we're talking about.
Two more that done it. Man. 1,000. Yeah, get in here.
Harrison don't know nobody, man.
Yeah, that's a great question.
I'll give it to you. Christian McCaffrey Marshall Faulk and Roger Craig.
I knew it was Roger. I was going to say him, but I tried to get a young buck a chance.
McCaffrey should have been a layup. I shouldn't know.
The NFL owns the licensing rights to every single team in the NFL except which one? This should be easy.
Green Bay.
Nope.
Oh.
Cowboys.
The Cowboys. Yes, it is. They do not own the rights to the Cowboys.
How did that happen? How did they pull that off? That's crazy. But okay, go ahead. One more. We got to go.
What is the only quarterback to play in the Super Bowl for 4 different head coaches? One quarterback played for 4 different head coaches. WTF facts of the week.
I'm going to say Joe Montana.
Harrison, we got a guess?
No, I'm going through it. Not Tom
Brady. Brett Favre. Brett Favre.
What were you saying, Harrison? Nope. Strick. Nope. Harrison.
I got nothing. Brett Favre's a good guess. Not him either.
Peyton Manning.
Oh, shoot.
Peyton Manning. We'll end there. I got more, but we'll end there.
Where it is, Clester. Hey, that was good. I actually like that one. We got to get sponsors for those, man, for those wonderful segments so we can talk good about them and love on them. But nonetheless, you know what it is. Another moment of WTF. We Talk Facts. Man, May has flown by. It's almost the end of May. That quick. But we'll hope to see y'all next week with the merch. 937 The Ticket, WTF. We Talk Facts. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.